Welcome to Church Tech Corner, where we equip the local church to spread the gospel through technology. So welcome to the third video in this series. So I've been walking you through my approach when it comes to mixing. I just want to give a caveat that this approach is specific to this song and how I'm hearing it and then how I perceive like it should sound, essentially. So for this video, I'm going to be walking through the rest of the band. So bass, keys, the loop track, and guitars as well. So let's dive in. So the way I'm mixing, just a caveat for this specific song is kick and snare at the bottom, obviously, toms, overheads. And then I'm going to lay in bass, and I'm going to do guitars, and then strings and keys are going to like punch through just a little bit, just for the purpose of this song specifically. Now, I do also want to say that in terms of panning, there's a way I prefer to pan. So for context, you can pan up to 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, right? So left, right. For your purposes, left, right, essentially. So I try to fit different instruments within that frame. So for keys and for keys instruments, so keys and then stereo organ, stereo strings, aux keys, for example, they're all going to be panned 3 and 9 o'clock. Right? But for things like drum overheads, for example, I like to put them like around maybe 1 o'clock and 11. And then for things like guitar that need to punch through, maybe I can pan them to one side, depending on what type of guitar it is. And then for vocals, I can pan them around maybe 2 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Let's start with guitars, and then we'll walk our way through. So bass first. So for bass, there isn't much to do per se. The low cut is already there. So I'm just gonna make it just a bit punchy. And then apart from that, the compression, essentially, again, I'm using the same settings I put in the description, but I'm compressing till I get the -6. Right. So I'm going to layer. So I like to mix in context so that I'm fixing things, right? So just for the purpose of this video, I'll just zoom in into guitar for now. So. So this is going to remove a little bit of mud. Just a little bit. Like that low mid right there. So here I'm going to pull in my bass. So before I pull in the drums, because that's what I'm actually waiting to hear, I'm gonna do piano, aux keys, organ, and then strings. It's gonna go fairly quickly because there isn't a lot to do. They're mostly native instruments. So the piano was recorded live, and the aux keys and the organ was also recorded live. But the strings and aux keys were stems that were added into the songs. Then compressor, again, I'm just compressing it up until it goes to -6. Again, using the same settings in the description. And I'm going to add in the rest of the keys. So I'm going to do piano, aux keys, organ, and then strings. So we'll go from there. The thing with strings is it covers such a wide band. So I'm not really going to be doing too much, essentially, with it because I don't want to take things away. One thing I would say to nail down with strings is to ensure that your compressor is on point because there's a lot of dynamics there, right? So again, same settings. Upon listening, you can see like the organ is a bit muddy. Again, like some of you might think maybe I'm taking too much away from the organ, but it's just for the context for this song. For this song, there's a lot going on. So the bass, the track, right, and the kick, they're already occupying that space. So the organ adding to that is going to take it just a little bit much. And also, I don't want to reduce the volume of the organ because it actually adds a lot of richness and color to it. So I'll rather add like this specific parts, right? So this is without, see, feeling muddy in the context of the song. But now it's a lot brighter, and it's like there's a lot more space now. So notice out before I had boosted this, but now that I've listened to everything in context, it's a bit too much now. So I can pull it back a little bit now. So the way I'm going to arrange it is I'm going to go in layers, right? So drums first, then bass, and then our guitars, and then organ, right? Then aux keys, piano, and strings. Okay, let's go. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the portion where there's a little bit of toms. It's a lot better. Okay, that sounds great. So I think one of the philosophies when you're mixing is just to ensure you're layering things as much as possible. You don't want to overload like your mix as well, and just making sure that you know the music. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it, don't forget to like and also share. Also, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you can get notified when I release more videos. Thank you so much.